Where is the scissors? Down or up? The scissors you bought. The scissors, 3 scissors yesterday unloaded from the van, right? Kitchen or after you bring it to the office. You inform Surya. Payment is done. 3229, huh? Saha Eva Godanam Lakshmyaha Niketam Sitagovarsham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranat Venuhu Dhiramat Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Niketam Sitagovarsham Nithe Niketam Sitagovrsham Charayan Anugan Gopan Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat Ranadvenurari Ramat Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Niketam Sitagovrsham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Niketam Sitagovrsham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Niketam, not Vrisham. There is no Vrisham. Why Vrisham? There is no line on A. Vrisham. Niketam Sitago Vrisham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat Niketam Sitago Vrisham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Niketam Sitago Vrisham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat. Mataji's Saeva Godanam Lakshmya Niketam Sitago Vrisham Charayan Anugan Gopan Ranadvenurari Ramat. Saha, he, Lord Krishna, Eva, suddenly, Godanam, the treasure of cows, Lakshmyaha, by opulence, Niketam, the reservoir, Sitago Vrisham, beautiful cows and bulls, Charayan, herding, Anugan, followers, Gopan, cowherd boys, Ranat, blowing, Venuhu, flute, Ariramat, and Livan. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: while herding the very beautiful cows and bulls, who were the reservoir of all opulence and good fortune, the Lord used to blow his flute and thus enliven his faithful followers, the cohort boys. Please respond. While herding the very beautiful cows and bulls, who were the reservoir of all opulence and good fortune, The Lord used to blow his flute, and thus he enlivened his faithful followers, the cowherd boys. But as he grew to 6 or 7 years old, the Lord was given charge of looking after the cows and bulls in all grazing ground. He was the son of the well-to-do landholder who owned hundreds and thousands of cows. And according to Vedic economics, one is considered to be rich man by the strength of his store of grains and cows. With only these two things, cows and grains, humanity can solve its eating problem. Human society needs only sufficient grain and sufficient cows to solve its economic problem. All other things, but these two are the artificial necessities created by man to kill is valuable life at the human level and waste time in things which are not needed. Lord Krishna, as a teacher of human society, personally showed by his acts that the mercantile community and the Vaishyas should herd cows and bulls and thus give the protection to the valuable animals. According to Smriti regulation, the cow is the mother and the bull the father of the human being. The cow is the mother because just as one sucks the breast of one mother, human society takes cow's milk. Similarly, the bull is the father of human society because the father earns for the children just as the bull tills the ground to produce full grains. Human society will kill its spirit of life by killing the father and mother. It is mentioned here in that the beautiful cows and bulls were of various checkered colors: red, black, green cows. Wow, I never seen a green cow. Green, yellow, ash, etc. And because of their colors and healthy smiling features, atmosphere was enlivening. Over and above all, the Lord used to play his celebrated flute. The sound vibrated by his flute would give his friends such transcendental pleasure that they would forget all the talks of Brahmananda, which is the such prized by the impersonalist. These cowherd boys, as will be explained by the Sukadeva Goswami, were living entities who had accumulated heaps of pious acts and thus were enjoying with the Lord in person and were hearing his transcendental flute. Brahma Samhita confirmed Lord's blowing his transcendental flute. அருள்மொழி ஹரி கிருஷ்ணா அருள்மொழி இவனில் எனக்கு பிரசன்னா நம்பர் அனுப்ப முடியுமா இருக்கா ஆ இருக்கா கொஞ்சம் அனுப்பிவிடு வேறு ஒன்றும் இல்லை இதுதான் போட்டேன் சரி நான் கிளாஸ் அப்புறம் பேசுகிறேன் கிளாஸ் கொடுத்துட்ருக்கேன் தேங்க்ஸ் ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா வேணும் நவந்தமரவிந்த தலாயதாட்சம் ஆர்ஹாவதம் சமசிதாம்புத சுந்தராங்கம் கந்தர்ப்பகோட்டிகமணீய விசேஷ சோபம் கோவிந்தமாதி புருஷம் தமஹம் பஜாமி. Brahmaji said, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who plays on his transcendental flute. His eyes are like lotus flowers. He is decorated with peacock plumes. It's plumes, is it? Plumes. Plumes, huh? How you read it? Plumes. His bodily color resembles a fresh black cloud, and his bodily features are most beautiful than millions of cupids. Madana Mohana. These are the special features of the Lord. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं जगद्गुणाधान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते. आप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी Chavanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Mishtabadhaya Vishnaprestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा. Thanks for coming today for Bhagavatam class. Nobody else is there? All here? Okay, so today we are seeing the beautiful pastimes of Krishna as Gopala. Krishna is called as Gopalaka or Gopala. Palaka means protector, Go means cow. So Krishna is the protector of the cows. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Jagatitaya Cha Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah. So Krishna is actually protector of cows first, then only Brahmanas. Prabhupada is saying in one place, among the cow protection and the Brahmana protection, which is more important? Not Brahmana. What is that? How like that? Cow is just animal, no? Brahmanas are not important. Which is important? Cow protection, Brahmana protection, or both? Simultaneous? Both simultaneous. So we give all the prasadam for the cows first, and we all take the cow feed. Tomorrow breakfast is green grass, lunch is hay, and dinner is no sabji, no chutney also. Krishna, Prabhupada says in one place, among the two things, cow protection and protecting the Brahmanas, Prabhupada says cow protection is more important. You know why? Yes. Without drinking cow milk, you cannot get the Brahminical qualities. So, to preserve the Brahmanas, we have to give them milk. Unless you take cow milk, you cannot become Brahmana. You simply in a Tamogun, Rajogun. சொல்லுங்க சார். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. நல்லா இருக்கும், சொல்லுங்க. ஓகே, எத்தனை மணிக்கு? வாங்க வாங்க வாங்க. வாங்க. Okay, Hare Krishna. Lunch, 4 people extra, Mataji. Inform them, 4 people extra lunch. I don't know whether she can come today or another good Mataji. She poured oil yesterday, like, check. She cannot come, then you can go today to help. So, the cow milk is the one that gives the Brahminical quality. So the cow milk is very, very important. So protecting the Gomata is a very, very essential part of Varnashram Dharma. Varnashramavacharata Dharmena. What is that? Vishnu Bhakti, no, that was Varnashrama. Varna. Yeah, Vishnu. Varnashramacharvata. Bata. Purushena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhide Panta Nanyat Dattosha Karana. So the translation is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Vishnu is worshipped by the proper execution of prescribed duties in the system of Varna and Ashrama. There is no other way to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One must be situated in the institution of four Varnas and Ashramas. So, the following the Varnashrama, without following Varnashrama, one cannot please Vishnu. Right? But the Vaishnavas are not sticking to Varnashram too much. How to understand that? Actually, in our Sampradaya, there is Babaji. Babaji means even remove the threads. It means they don't belong to any Varnashrama. But here it says that without following Varnashrama, you cannot please Vishnu. On the other side, our Acharyas came out of Varnashram system. Huh? Yes, yes. This is for common public. For the common public, even though you are not a devotee of Vishnu, you have to follow Varnashram Dharma. If you simply follow Varnashram Dharma, even if you do not chant Hare Krishna, even if you don't go to temple, whatever it may be, Vishnu is pleased. You know why? At least you are not making any damage to society. You are not doing some good credit. At least you are not doing any bad thing for society. You are just farming, you are just cow protecting, Vishnu is very pleased because Vishnu is the maintainer, na? As long as you don't burden him, he is very happy. If you are a manager and your people are not create some chaos, very happy, right? We say that even if you cannot do good things, please don't do bad things. We say, right? We say that even if you cannot do good things, it's okay, please don't do bad things. Don't disturb me. So following Varnashram Dharma is a very, very initial stage of Jai, Radha Veda Pushpati Jai. Jagannath Baladesh Bhagara Gaunda Dasha. So following Varnashram Dharma is a very, very preliminary stage of, that's why when Radha Goswami was questioned by, Ramachandra Rai, Ramananda Rai. When Ramananda Rai was questioned by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, an initial reply of Ramananda Rai was following Varnashram Dharma. How to please Krishna? How to please Krishna? The initial question was, initial answer was Varnashram. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yes, right, go more. Then he said, come out of Varnashram. See? Then go more, go more, go more. And finally he say, Gopi Bhav. I mean, not Gopi Bhav, the love of gopis. The Vipralamba Bhav. Vipralamba Bhav, that is the topmost. Very pleased Vishnu. So, Varnashrama system cannot sustain without the Gaumata. Without Vaishya community, how to generate money? Just like even though we have more people in the temple, even though we have all talented people here, but without money, we got stagnant, na? Because money is not there, we are stagnant. Right? So money is produced by Vaishyas. Vaishyas depend on the land and cows. That's why it is very, very important entity to Gopalaka, to protect the cows and the farming. That's why Krishna personally appeared in that particular, that dynasty, Vamsa, as a, Tamil, we say, Ayar Kulam, Tamil we say like that, it means like cowherd people, Vaishyas. He appeared that, as a son of Nanda Maharaj. He's a princess, so he was personally herding. So, this age, 6-7 years old, Krishna was given charge of the cows, big cows. And then every day they go different parts of Brajamandal. Sometimes they go to Govardhan, sometimes they go to Radhakund, sometimes they go to, sometimes they go to Vrindavan. And sometimes they go to, like different parts, they go. Especially the place, what is it called? That Ter Kadamba is very famous for this pastime of the Lord. Ter Kadamba. Ter means call. Ter means what? Call. Ter. Kadamba means Kadamba tree. So there used to be, there is even now, even that Kadamba Vrishta is there in Vrindavan. If you go to, Ter Kadamba, who all went there? Ter Kadam. You went there, Ter Kadam? No? Huh? Yeah. No. Near Nandagaon. Because very close to their palace, no? Yeah, near Acheshwar Mahadev. It's also very less battery. It's okay, no problem. So Ter Kadam. So Ter means call. So Krishna, Balram, all the Gopals, they used to, have prasadam packed from the house, and then they used to have cloth bags. All the food in those time, no tiffin box, no carrier. No problem is here, battery. It's battery to change. So those time, they used to, mothers used to use the cloth, put the food inside, and then they will tie, and then they give it to you. And then they will take to the Kadamba Vriksha, they will tie there. All of them will tie. And then all the cows will go for grazing, and then they will play. All of them will play. How nice it is, huh? No schools, no mathematics, no science, no pressure. Happy, just put the cows and then they go for playing nicely. After playing is done, then at lunchtime, Krishna will take his flute, Venu. Krishna will take his flute, Venu. Krishna has so many type of flute. Where it is mentioned? Where Krishna's flutes are mentioned? Nectar Devotion 26. Yeah. Someone want to read this?
As far as his flute is concerned, it is said that the vibration of this wonderful instrument was able to break the meditation of the greatest sages.
So if Krishna blows the conch shell and all the sages, meditation will be disturbed. Huh?
Krishna was thus challenging UP by advertising his transcendental glories all over the world. There are three kinds of flutes used by Krishna. One is called Venu, one is called
Murali.
and the third is called Hamsi. Venu is very small, not more than 6 inches.
So it's only this much. This flute only this much. Only this much height is called Venu. Krishna always keeps here with him. He take and play like this, just imagine how he play like that, like this. Like this he has to play the Venu.
With the 6 holes for whistling. Murli is about 18 inches long with a hole at the end and
Murli is long. Murli is actually 18-inch long. 18-inch means about 1.5 feet. This big. 18-inch.
with a hole at the end and 4 holes on the body of the flute. This kind of flute produces a very enchanting sound. Flute is about 50
Vamsi is Ashpil Asalila. Vamsi for gopis. Yeah. Vamsi is.
flute is about 15 inches long with the 9 holes on its body. Krishna used to play on these three flutes occasionally when they were legal.
So every flute has different significance. Venu is especially used by Krishna when he is heading the cows. And Vamsi is actually to induce the, love and attraction of the gopis towards him. That's why it's called Vamsi Vata. Vamsi Vata. Krishna is staying in Vamsi Vata. And then you play 15-inch long flute, 9 holes in it. And then you play the Vamsi. So when Krishna was playing the Vamsi, what happened? All the women from the Vrindavan, they were rushing to Vamsi Vata. Where is Vamsi Vata? There are two Vamsi Vata. There are two Vamsi Vata. One Vamsi Vata is in Bandirvan. Bandirvan Vamsi Vata is there. That is the Vamsi Vata where Krishna extinguished the forest fire. That Vamsi Vata. There Krishna, if you remember Krishna book, right? Krishna on banyan tree below assembled all the boys and then asked them to close the eyes. Remember forest fire? As all the friends closed the eyes, then all of them closed the eyes, he swallowed the fire. And then when they opened the eyes, they were below one Vamsivat, banyan tree. That is Vamsivata. That is actually Bandirvan. But this Vamsivata, that is actually near, especially it's near that Gopeshwar Mahadev temple. Gopeshwar Mahadev temple in front of Yamuna, Kesi Ghat, that side. Radharaman, all there only. Radharaman, everything that side only. Radha Gopinath ji. And in Radha Gopinath, in that Vamsivata, the deity of Gopinath was found by who? Who found that Gopinath deity? Gopinath deity belonged to whom? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jayadev Goswami. Madhu Pandit Goswami. Madhu Pandit Goswami, he found Radha Gopinath in Vamsivata. So it's called Gopinatha. He was there only. He did not go anywhere. He was staying there. Radha Gopinath. And then from there he found Radha Gopinath. So he takes and plays the flute, Vamsi. Then all the women from the house, they were rushing to Vamsivata. Midnight, night time, he is blowing his flute. All the women, all the gopis are coming. You know what Krishna asked them? What kind of woman you are? What kind of woman you are? You left your family and then coming to a man night time. What kind of woman you are? No, go back. Go back. And then the gopis got very much disturbed by hearing this. Actually, we can read this. It's there. Then Raslila. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Ten 29. So this is the Krishna and gopis meet for rasa dance. No other batteries in temple. No batteries in temple. Very good. You can see here. Sri Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead, full of opulences, yet upon seeing those autumn nights scented with blossoming jasmine flowers, he turned his mind toward loving affairs. To fulfill this purpose, he employed his internal potency. The moon then rose, anointing the face of the eastern horizon with a reddish hue of his comforting rays, and thus dispelling the pain of all who watched him rise. The moon was like a beloved husband who returns after a long absence and adorns the face of his beloved wife with red kumkum. Even Sukadev Goswami, even Sutta Goswami is getting into poetic mood, describing the Rasalila of Krishna. Is showing his poetic. Lord Krishna saw the unbroken disk of full moon glowing with red effulgence of newly applied vermilion, as if it were the face of goddess of fortune. He also saw that Kumuda lotuses opening in response to moon's presence, and the forest gently illuminated by its rays. Then the Lord began to play sweetly on his flute, you see, attracting the minds of beautiful eyed gopis. Then he took the Vamsi. It is Vamsi. Maybe it is mentioned in the purport. Let's go and see. When the young women of Vrindavan heard Krishna's flute song, which arouses the romantic feeling, their mind were captivated by the Lord. They went, they went to where their lover waited, each unknown to others. You see, everybody don't know. Everybody is going from their house, but they're very careful that other gopi does not see them. One gopi going away from the house, but they're very careful that others and neighbors are not watching. Very carefully they are going, moving so quickly that their earrings swung to and fro. See, apparently each gopi went secretly hoping to avoid advertising to her rivals. You see, I mean, like they want to go before other gopi goes. You know, they only want to be with Krishna. There are others too. They don't call. They want to be alone. That's called spiritual greedy. How the greed is employed in Krishna's service. Some devotees say that greed cannot be employed in Krishna's service. And Gaudiya devotee was telling, greed cannot be employed in Krishna's service. Now, is here, this is how greed is employed. Sri Rashina Chakravarti Thakur personally describes the situation as follows. Krishna is instigated a terrible act of thievery in Vrindavan. You see how explaining Vrindavan, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. Krishna instigated a terrible act of thievery in Vrindavan when he played on his flute. The song of his flute entered through the ears of the gopis into inner treasure chamber of their hearts. The wonderful music stole all their most valuable possessions, their sobriety. You see what all Krishna stole? What all Krishna stole? Krishna stole their sobriety. Krishna stole their shyness. Midnight they are walking in the forest. Krishna stole their fear. Krishna stole the discrimination capacity. Who is my husband? Who is my paramour? Who is what? Along with their very minds, they lost their minds also. They're crazy. Midnight they're walking in the forest for some other man who is not their husband, and they forgot their son, forgot their anybody. Some are breastfeeding also. Some are breastfeeding mothers. They ignore their child and then they're going. That's why they lost their mind. Krishna stole their mind also. And inspired second, this music delivered, second this music delivered all these goods to Krishna. Again, a moment Krishna blow the conch shell, all these things are stolen from them and given to Krishna. And now each gopi went to beg to Lord return his personal property. So now we went, please return back my shyness. Please return back my sobriety. Please return back my, like discrimination power. Each gopi went to, each beautiful young girls was thinking, I have captured that great thief. Everybody thought like that. And thus they went forward, each unknown to others. Yeah. See, it's here. Some of the gopis were milking cows when they heard Krishna's flute. They were milking the cows. And they stopped milking and went off to meet him. They just stopped milking, they going. And some left milk curding on the stove. I mean, in the stove, milk is there, but they just left the stove and then they going. And others left cakes burning in the oven. Cake means what? What is cake? Chapati and all those things, Not like they're making some birthday cakes, So, And then some of them were they're getting dressed, feeding milk to their infants, and rendering personal service to the husbands. Massaging husband feet, they just stopped and going. Breastfeeding the child, they just leave and go, infants. But they all gave up the duties and went to meet Krishna. Other gopis were taking their evening meals, washing themselves, putting on cosmetic. Even while taking bath, they're going like that. Washing themselves means what? They're taking bath, they just go like that. And some are putting cosmetic, they just stop the cosmetic and going like that. Just imagine, you know, because Krishna has told their mind. Or applying kajal to their eyes. But all the gopis stopped these activities at once, though their clothes and ornaments were complete disarray. Nothing was arranged properly, their clothes, nothing was arranged properly, and then they rushed off to Krishna. Their husbands, father, brother, other relatives tried to stop them. They stopped. But, husband is stopping the wife. Where are you going at night time? Where are you going? But still, but Krishna had already stolen their hearts. Enchanted by the sounds of his flute, they refused to turn back. Some of the gopis, however, could not manage to get out of their house, and instead they remained home with eyes closed, meditating upon him in pure love. This is actually explained by Veeraraghavacharya nicely in the purport. Why some of them could not go? Why some of them could not go? Because there are not all gopis are same. Not all gopis are same, because among the gopis, I used to have this doubt a long time now. So when I read this purport, it got clear. So some of the gopis were actually from the spiritual world. See, it's a very nice purport. You can read yourself later. Some of them are the Rishichari. See, Prabhupada nice explained nicely. Okay, in this context, we will make our analysis according to the method described. This is 10th canto. People say cannot read this, right? Cannot read the purport, no? Yeah, but if you don't read this, you see, imagine how many purport you read this. Just tell me where else Prabhupada talks about this. All our Ritik people say, don't read this 10th, 11th, 12th cantos. Read this. Tell me where else is available this information. In this context, we will make our analysis according to the method described by Rupa Goswami's Ujjvala Neelamani. Neelamani, your wife's name. Ujjvala Neelamani. There are two kind of gopis. See how Krishna explains, how Vishwanath Chakravarti explains. There are two kind of gopis, eternally perfect, Nidya-siddhas, and those who have become perfect by practicing Bhakti Yoga, Sadhana Siddhas. Among the gopis also, Nidya-siddha is there, Sadhana Siddha is there. Again is dividing more. The Sadhana Siddhas are two categories. Again, Sadhana Siddha, two categories. Those who belong to special group and those who do not. What is special group? And there are also two classes of gopis belong to special group. Sutichari and then Rishichari. See, there are two gopis, two kind of gopis. One is Nidya Siddhas, other one is Sadhana Siddha. Sadhana Siddha divided into two categories, special category and then, what is that? What is the word it is using? Those who do not. One is special, one is not special. And among the special, again two categories, Sutichari and Rishichari. Okay. The Suticharis who come from the group of the personified Vedas. Vedas have appeared as gopis. That's called Suticharis. And who come from the group of personified Vedas. And Rishicharis are Dandakaranya forest. The pastimes. Who come from the group of sages who Lord Ramachandra Dandakaranya forest. I used to think like that. How gopis are from Vrindavan? What they're doing with Ramachandra Murti? Why they have to go Ramachandra? I used to have this doubt long back. I used to know why they are going Ramachandra Murti, Why they have to go to Ram? Why they took birth before? Why they were asking Krishna to marry? Next life, what next life? How can Gopi has next life? They are all from, Goloka Vrindavan. How they can have previous life? I used to think a lot about this. When I read the purport, I got the answer. Not all the gopis are. Some of the gopis are from Dandakaranya forest. They are rishis in previous life. That you know, right? They wanted to marry Ramachandra Murthy, the rishis. And then Ramachandra said, I'm sorry, this life I have only one wife. Next life, unlimited, uncountable. I can marry the whole girls in the world, no problem. Next life you come, I can marry you. Okay, so next time they came as like a called Rishicharis. The same fourfold categorization of gopis is given in Padma Purana. See, again a quoting Gopyastu Shutayo Jnaya Rishignya Rishija Gopakanya Devakanya Rajendra and a Manushya Gadachana. In any case, they are not ordinary people. Some of them from Susichari, some of them are Rishicharis, some of them from Devas, some of them spiritual and from the heavenly planets. At any case, na Manushya. None of them are ordinary souls, ordinary humans. It is understood that some of the gopis are personified Vedic literatures, while others are reborn sages, daughters of cowherds, or demigod maidens, but no means mighty king or any of them ordinary humans. Here we are informed that although the gopis appeared to be human cowherd girls, they actually were not. Thus, the contention that they are mortals is refuted by Padma Puran. The daughters of cowherds, referred here as Gopakanya must be eternally perfect. Anyone who took birth, as a Gopakanya, they are actually eternally perfect, Nidhi Since we never hear of them having executed any sadhana, because they never do any sadhana. They never do any sadhanas, right? And they are apparent because there is no past time, last life they did this, nothing is there. Their apparent sadhana, worshipping the goddess Katyayani in the role of gopis, were merely manifest their manner of playing like human. They're acting like a normal person. And the Bhagavatam narrates the account of worship only to show how they had fully taken to the role of cowherd girls. They become the character. That the Gopakanya gopis are actually Nidhi Siddhas, eternally perfect devotees of the Lord, is established by the statement in Brahma Samhita, Anand Chinmay Rasa Pradiphavidavi, which proves that they are all Lord's spiritual pleasure potency. Similarly, we have words called Gautamiya Tandra, Hladiniya Mahashakti. Further corroboration of the eternal perfection is that these gopis being, is that? Co-eternal. Co-eternal. Okay. Co-eternal with the Lord, Lord Krishna. What is this? I cannot see. Co-eternal with the Lord Krishna, the lover or maintain along with him in 18 syllable mantra, the 10 syllable mantra, and others. And also that worship of these mantras and also Shrutis that presents them have been in existence since beginningless time. Devakanyas, daughter of demigods, who are mentioned in the verse beginning from Sambhavastu Amarashyaha or extended in Ujjvala Neelamani as partial expansions of the gopis who are eternally. No, but don't try to read all this book yourself. Don't try to go, I want to learn more and then take this book and read Pyariman Prabhu. Especially. Please don't do this. These are all. I know. That's why I answered it. I know what you're thinking. Okay. The Shrudichari groups, the personified Vedas, the Sadhana Siddha is understood from the following verse of their quoted in Brahma Vaivarta Puran. Kandarpa Koti Lavanye Tvai Prishte Manamsinaha. Okay, let's see. Since we have seen your face, which possesses the beauty of millions of cupids, our mind have become lusty after you, like those of young girls. And we have forgotten all other allurements. We have developed the desire to act towards you, as do the gopis who dwell on your transcendental planet and who manifest the nature of Cupid by worshipping you with the idea that you are the paramour. But Rishichari gopis or Sadhana Siddha, as stated in Ujjvala Neelamani, Gopalopakshaha Purvam. Okay, anyway. Previously, they were all Maharishis living in Dandaka forest. We find evidence for this in Padma Puran. Drishtva, you can read, hold on. Ramam Ramo Ramaha.
तत्र भोक्तुम् ऐच्छन् सुविग्रहं ते सर्वे स्त्रीत्वा आपन्नाः समुद्भूताश्च गोकुले हरिं सम्प्राप्य कामेन ततो मुक्ता भवार्णवाः.
Read.
This verse says that upon seeing Lord Ramachandra, the sages in the Dandaka forest desired to enjoy Lord Hari, Krishna. In other words, the sight of Lord Rama's beauty reminded them of Lord Hari, Gopala, their personal object of worship, and they then wanted to enjoy with him. But out of embarrassment, they did not act on that desire. Whereupon Lord Sri Rama, who is like a desire tree, gave his mercy to them, even though they had not voiced their request. Thus their desire was fulfilled, as stated by the words beginning, Te Sarve. By means of their lusty attraction, they became free from the ocean of material existence, the cycle of birth and death, and coincidentally they got the association of Hari in conjugal love.
I hope that in future the rainbow devotees will not use this to say that they were homosexual. I hope the rainbow club in the future, you see, Rama time also it was there. These guys are crazy, they can say anything.
The present verse of the Bhagavatam, we understand that it was the gopis who had children who were kept forcibly at home. This fact is clear from the verses yet to come. Matara Pitara Putra, Bhagavatam 10, 29, 20. Yet Patyapatya Suhidam Anuvritti Ranga, Bhagavatam 10, 29, 22. And Pati Sutanvaya Bhratri Bandhaman, Bhagavatam 10, 31, 16. In his comments in the 10th canto, Srila Kavi Karnapura Goswami mentions this fact. Without trying to repeat all his thoughts on this verse, we will give the gist of his purport. Upon seeing the personal form of Lord Sri Ramachandra, the sages who were worshippers of Lord Gopal immediately became elevated to the mature platform of spontaneous devotion, automatically reaching the stages of firm faith, attraction, and attachment. But they had not yet completely freed themselves of all material contamination. Therefore, Sri Yogamaya Devi arranged for them to take birth from the wombs of gopis and become cowherd girls. By associating with the eternally perfect gopis, some of these new gopis fully manifested Purvaraga loving attraction for Krishna as soon as they reach puberty. This kind of attraction develops even before one meets the beloved. When these new gopis got the direct audience of Krishna and physically associated with him, all the remaining contamination became burned up and they achieved advanced stages of prema, sneha, and so on. Even though they were in the company of their cowherd husbands, by the power of Yogamaya, the gopis remained unsullied by sexual contact with them. Rather, they were situated in purely spiritual bodies that Krishna enjoyed. On the night they heard the sound of Krishna's flute, their husbands tried to stop them. But by the merciful assistance of Yogamaya, the Sadhana Siddha gopis were able to go forth to their beloved, together with their Nitya Siddha gopis. Other gopis, however, because of not getting the good fortune of associating with the Nitya Siddha gopis and other advanced gopis, had not achieved the stage of prema, and so the contamination was not completely burnt away. They entered the company of cowherd husbands and after sexual union with them, gave birth to children. But a short time later, even these gopis developed their Purvaraga by hankering intensely for the physical association of Krishna. A hankering they acquired by associating with the advanced gopis. Becoming worthy recipients of the mercy of the perfected gopis, they assumed translated bodies fit to be enjoyed by Krishna. And when Yogamaya failed to help them overcome their husbands' attempts to keep them from going out, they felt themselves cast into the worst calamity. Viewing their husbands, brothers, fathers, and other family members as enemies, they became close to dying. Just as other women might remember their mothers or other relatives at the time of death, these gopis remembered the sole friend of their very life, Krishna, as stated in the present verse of the Bhagavatam, beginning with the word Antar. It is implied that those ladies were not able to exit because girls, they were held back by their husbands, who were standing before them with sticks in their hands, scolding them. Although these gopis were perpetually absorbed in love for Krishna, at that particular time, they meditated upon him and cried out within him, Alas, alas, O only friend of our life, O ocean of the artistic skills of Vrindavan forest, please let us become your girlfriends in some future life, because at this time we cannot see your lotus-like face with our eyes. So be it, we shall look upon you with our minds. Each of them lamenting to herself in this way, the gopis stood with their eyes shut and meditated deeply upon him.
So that's why some of them could not. Some of them got kept in the house because they were not perfect in their prema. They are nitya. So even you want to talk about the gopis, huh? But what about us? Even the gopis living with Krishna, they could not develop the prema. Later on, they developed. Then they saw. Anyway, that's how it goes. This goes like that. This whole chapter explains about the Vamsi, the flute Vamsi. And after they went, seeing the girls of Raja and arrived, Lord Krishna, the best of speakers, greeted them with charming words that bewildered their minds. Lord Krishna said, "Oh, fortunate ladies, welcome. Uh, what may I do to please you? Is everything well in Raja? Please tell me the reason for your coming here." I mean, Krishna blow the flute and stole their mind, stole their chastity, stole everything, and then they're coming here. And then Krishna is asking, why you come here? And then he's saying that the night is quite frightening, and the frightening creatures are lurking out. Return to Vraja. Slender waisted girls, this is not the proper place for women. Not finding your home, your fathers, mothers, sons, brothers, husbands, all suddenly searching for you. Don't cause anxiety for your family members. Now you have seen this Vrindavana forest full of flowers, represent with light of full moon. You have seen the beauty of the trees with the leaves trembling in the gentle breeze coming from the Yamuna. Now you go back to your village. As if they came to see all these things. As if they came to see the forest they did not see before. The flowers they did not see before. Now they did not come to see that. Don't delay. Oh, chaste ladies, serve your husbands and give milk to your crying babies and calves. On the other hand, perhaps you have come here out of your great love for me, which has taken control of your heart. This is the course quite commendable on your part, since all living entities possesses natural affection for me. Highest religious duty for a woman is to be sincerely serve her husband, behave well toward her husband's family, and take good care of her children. Women who desire a good destination in next life should never abandon a husband who has not fallen. See, Krishna is using all this, What is that? Yoma pushpitam vacham. A nice flowery words he's using. Women who desire a good destination in next life should never abandon a husband who has not fallen from his religious standard. So even if he is obnoxious, unfortunate, old, unintelligent, sicky, or poor, but not fallen. He can be old, it's okay. He can be unfortunate, okay. He can be a fool, okay. He can be sick, okay. He can be poor, it's okay, but he cannot be fallen. Fallen means the bodily platform. For a woman from respectable family, petty adulterous affair are always condemned. They bar her from heaven, So, ruin her reputation and bring her difficulty. Or what kind of word Krishna is using? Adultery. Krishna is using the word. They come to see Krishna. Krishna used the word what? Adulterous affairs. Breaking Gopi's heart. Transcendent love for me arises by the devotional process of hearing about me, seeing my deity form, meditating on me, and faithfully chanting my glories. The same result is not achieved by mere physical proximity. Please go back to your home. Sukadeva Goswami said, hearing these unpleasant words spoken by Govinda, the gopis become very morose. Their great hopes were frustrated and they left insurmountable anxiety. Their heads hanging down with their heavy, sorrowful breathing, drying up their reddened lips, the gopis scratched and scratched the ground with their toes. That's a symptom of women's exhibiting their shyness. I don't know North India they do or not. They do. Here we saw village. Nowadays nobody does it. In olden days, the village girls, they kind of they make an arc with their finger, with their toe. They kind of draw an arc in the ground. It means they are feeling shyness. In older movies, you can see that. If you see old movies, you can see. And then tears flowed from their eyes and carrying their kajal, washing away the vermilion smeared on their breast. Then thus they stood silently bearing the burden of their unhappiness. Although Krishna was their beloved and although they had abandoned all their, okay, it goes like that, okay. O powerful one, you should not speak like this in cruel way. Do not reject us, who have renounced all material enjoyment to render devotional service to your lotus feet. Reciprocate with us, O stubborn one, just as the premier Lord Sri Narayana reciprocate with his devotees in their endeavors for liberation. It goes like that. So that is the power of Krishna's Vamsi. But in this particular verse, this is not Vamsi, this is Venu. It's a Venu flute. Krishna used the Venu flute to, to deal with the friends, especially the Gomadas. Yes. So, and Krishna, he used to have a different kind of tone in the flute. And then when Krishna play a specific tone, then all the cows will come. When he play different, all the cows will go for herding. So Krishna has a signal, and Krishna has a name for each and every one of them. Krishna has a name for each and every cow, and he used to call every cow with their names. And then they used to sit on then he'll sit on this Kadamba Vriksha on the top, and then he play the flute. So you can see all the cows are coming. Then after they come, assemble the one place, then from there they go to the Vrindavan or Nandagaon, wherever they are staying. So we continue this and then we will finish this one. Okay. Krishna used to read this. Someone can read?
Along the one scene, Krishna used to play three flutes occasionally when they were needed. Krishna has a longer Vamshi, which is called Mahananda or Samohini. When it is still longer, it is called
Akarshini. See, Krishna Vamsi is again divided into 4 categories. One is Mahananda, 3 categories, both the same. Mahananda or Sammohini. Sammohini means what? Mohana means attraction. Sam means all together. Sammohini means attracts everybody, right? Sammohini means attracts everybody. Sammohini. And then, still longer is called Akarshini. What is Akarshana? It's more attractive. That's why the gopis cannot stop. They left everything, they came like that. Akarshini. And then when it is even longer, it's called Anandini. Anandini flute is very pleasing to the cowherd boys, and technically it is called Vamsuli. These flutes were sometimes bedecked with jewels. And sometimes they were made of marble and sometimes with hollow bamboo. When the flute is made of jewels, it is called as Sammohini. When made of gold, it is called as Akarshini. So Sammohini is made of jewels and Akarshini is made of gold. So this is actually description of Krishna's flute. So if you go to, like Vamsi, Ter Kadamba, there the Babaji, living there, he explained nicely about his pastimes. And that is the place Rupa Goswami used to sit and write nectar devotion. When Rupa Goswami was sitting there writing nectar devotion, and all the trees, they shed the leaves. Just like they remember Krishna's pastime 5,000 years back, and then they are crying. When Rupa Goswami writes what happened in that place, or Nectar devotion, write all these things, all the leaves will be witnessing on the palm leaves. What is he writing? And then by seeing these, and they were crying, the trees were crying, and then the falling the leaves. So that's about today's verse. Have any questions or comments? Do you want to ask something? 3 to 29 now today. What we saw now? Another thing also, we have to understand that the real wealth is only amount of cows you have and amount of land you have. Nothing else is considered as wealth. Okay, stop here. Andrat Shivan Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandari Bol. You inform 4 people extra prasad.